All right, y'all. So this is problem number 1 out of 0.2, and the directions are asking us, can we find the least common denominator between those two fractions? So we're only looking at the denominator, right, y'all? So look, I'm going to come back here. The two numbers that are my denominators are 9 and 12, right? So y'all, I have a couple of ways of doing this. I can, one, go to my chart. Okay, so here is my 9 and here is my 12. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to look for the numbers that they have in common, and I want to find the first number that they have in common. So y'all, first thing I notice here, the first number that they both have in common is 36, right? So I would say 36 is going to be my least common denominator, right? That's the number that matches up with both 9 and 12. Now, y'all, I had showed you a second way you could do this if you did not use the chart. So some people were asking, how do I do this breaking down business? What I'm asking you to do is, what two numbers multiply to 9 besides 1 and 9? Well, the other numbers that multiply to 9 are 3 and 3, right? 3 times 3 gives me 9. So 9 is 3 times 3. Here is my box number 1. I'm going to ask myself over here, what numbers multiply to 12 besides 1 and 12? Well, I have options. I can either go 2 and 6, or I can go 3 and 4. It doesn't really matter what numbers I use, y'all. I'm going to keep going, okay? So look, I'm going to go 2 and 6. Now, I can't break down 2, so I'm not going to. But I can break down 6 into 2 times 3, right? So 12 has the box, 2 times 2 times 3, okay? Now, I need to find my least common denominator. So when I'm looking for my least common denominator, y'all, I'm looking at box number 1 and box number 2, okay? Box 1 and box 2. So I'm gonna ask myself, okay, I have two different numbers. I have the number 3 and I have the number 2. Which box has more 2's? Well, this one does. And how many 2's does it have? It has 2 of them. So I'm gonna write down the number 2 twice. Now, which box has more 3's? Well, box number 1 has more 3's. How do I know that? Because box number 1 has 2 3's, where box number 2 only has 1. So I'm going to write the 3's where there's more of them, and there's more in box number 1. Okay. Now, y'all, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So I'm going to take my calculator right here, 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, and lo and behold, we get 36, right? Okay, so there's my common denominator. Now, to show you one last thing, y'all, I'm going to come back here. Here is my problem in my lab. I'm going to enter in the number 36. I'm going to do it, and I am done, okay? You got any questions? Let me know. I'm happy to help.